Hey everyone, Assassin here. With the new Cold War guns now out for Warzone, it's time to level them up. And for us Warzone Only players here, which is what the focus of the video is, you'll be surprised to know that doing contracts and plunder is not the fastest way to level up. There's a lot of myths and misinformation out there from a lot of creators. I did my own testing, crunched my own numbers, and you're going to be seeing a lot of that footage that I captured today. So, we're going to be going over different ways to boost your XP before you play the game, as well as what the most efficient way to level up for a Warzone only player is. And for those of you who are new here, consider subscribing. I bring you guys tips and tricks, go over the best meta popular builds, not to mention I throw in some memes and fancy edits here and there, and my videos are a lot more than this. So, you're going to want to attach the suppressor, a ranger, barrel, and yeah, look at me talk. I'm a fucking nerd. Your time is valuable and I respect your time. I know you're here researching information, but I want the time you spend here to be enjoyable. So yeah, I got you guys. Getting into the meat and potatoes of XP boosters, it's important to know that there are three different kinds of XP. Battle Pass XP, Rank XP, and Weapon XP. What's most important for us Warzone only players is Rank XP because you need to level up to unlock the new Cold War guns, and Weapon XP because you want to level up those guns to unlock attachments. Obviously, this is why we're here. First and foremost, the obvious tip is to use double weapon XP tokens. They'll double the rate of XP gained. A few things to keep in mind here about how weapon XP tokens work is that they do not multiply the rate in which you gain XP during double XP weekends, so saving them for that isn't really worth it. And you should also know that you can't use multiple XP tokens at once. If you do that, all they do is extend the time in which they're active. They don't actually double the rate of XP gained. Now, how do you get some of these tokens? There's only two ways really. You buy the Battle Pass and level it up, and there are some free and paid bundles in the stores that give you some of these. And unfortunately this season there's no XP tokens for the free version of the Battle Pass, so you're kind of pigeonholed into buying them. As for the Battle Pass, you'll be getting a 10% XP player bonus. This will help you level up the Battle Pass faster. Now, it's important to know that this 10% XP boost does not affect how much weapon XP you get from contracts or kills in Plunder. And the last XP booster I wanted to mention is your regiment's happy hour. It'll double your XP gains for an hour. If you're not in a regiment, make one and set a time that works for you. These are the most practical ways to boost your XP. Of course, there's double XP weekends and stuff, but those are out of our control.
But there are things we can control.
Now let's talk about what mode you should play, and this is kind of obvious because you need to have the weapon you're trying to level up out at all times. Kill with it, complete contracts with it, sleep with it, and take it to prom night, because if you don't have your gun out, then no matter what XP boosters you have on or what you're doing in game will matter. So the only way to do this is by playing Plunder. Otherwise you're going to be wasting your time every game trying to get a loadout. Now we're going to be talking about what the most efficient way to get XP is and what the myths are when leveling up in Plunder. First off, go ham in the pregame lobby. You're using XP boosters, you should be able to get 3 to 7 kills in the beginning, and that's just free easy XP. Once in Plunder, the one thing you don't want to do is plunder. That's stupid. There are actually two strats to getting the most XP in Plunder. The first method is completing contracts. It's the most popular method, but not the fastest. When it comes to numbers, every time you complete one of the following contracts, you're going to be getting 500 XP. That's recon, supply runs, and scavengers. And you'll be getting 750 XP for bounties. Now, it's important to note that during overtime in Plunder, all XP bonuses are multiplied by 1.5. The first big myth is that contracts get a bonus multiplier of 40% every time you complete a contract. This is just not true. Now, the thing with this myth is that it doesn't apply for Plunder. This multiplier does apply when you're playing the normal version of the game, but again, the problem with that is that you're not always going to have your weapon out, so it's not the most efficient way to do it. So, that's myth number 1. Myth number 2 is that XP gains multiply the more players capture a recon. I tested this by playing solos, duos, and with the full squad, which is currently trios. It didn't matter how many of us captured a recon at a time, or if we had a full squad. So we always got 500 XP for each contract, no matter what. Now, moving on to what contracts are best to do. Since all are equal in XP gains, I recommend you prioritize those that you can complete quickly. So in order, you want to do supply runs first, recons, scavengers, and finally bounties. Time is money. or should I say XP. Of course, depending on where you land on the map and what contracts spawn, this will affect how many you can do and how fast you can do them. So choosing where to land is of the utmost importance. So make sure to land somewhere far away from Superstore and the flight path to avoid being killed and competing for contracts. The next tip is to grab a chopper. It's the ideal mode of transport in order to go from contract to contract. But any other vehicle is good enough, so no need to quit the game if you can't grab a chopper. And also a side note here, doing contracts is also a great strat to win in Plunder. So yeah, there it is if you care about that. Now as for the fastest way to level up, to my surprise as well, it's killing in Plunder. Originally, this video was going to be about completing contracts in Plunder faster, as well as debunking some of the myths we went over, but when I decided to test how much experience you get for a kill, I got these numbers. Keep in mind, this is without XP boosters. You get 25 XP for an assist. Oh, I thought you said this is better than contracts. Well, for a normal kill, you get 275 XP. But now for the true breadwinner here, you get 450 XP for a kill that's a team wipe. I actually got this type of XP way more than a normal kill. In my testing of 5 matches of going over kills, I went through all the footage and counted what kind of kill I got. Here in this example of one of my games, all the lines in green are team wipes and all the lines in yellow are normal kills. More than 75% of my kills were team wipes, and this was consistent throughout all my matches. So this means the majority of people landing in Superstore and Storage Town are also playing solos and going for kills, which leads to a tip: land there. However, I did notice that any kill bonuses like headshots and long shots don't count for weapon XP. Also, the overtime bonus in Plunder of 1.5 didn't apply to kills in the end. So yeah, looking at these numbers, you can easily see that the right kill is worth about the same as a contract. Now I wanted to talk about what XP you can expect from doing contracts versus going for kills. I found out that if I focus on contracts, I could do about 10 a game, whereas if I focus on kills, I could get about 20. So taking those numbers, we could see that you could expect about 5,000 XP per match when doing contracts, and you could expect around 8,000 XP when going for kills. And when you factor in XP tokens, the gap between the two methods only doubles. And I wanted to mention that I wasn't even doing that great. I had a 1 KD average. So if you're slaying it out way better than me, you could expect these XP gains to double. Where on the other hand, if you are focusing on contracts and everything goes perfect, you still can't expedite the rate of XP you're getting because contracts take a certain amount of time to complete, and you're not always guaranteed that you're gonna get supply run after supply run. Sometimes you're gonna get scavengers, and sometimes you're gonna have to go across the map to find more contracts. So the other benefit of going for kills is that you could do this solo. As you level up, you can attach attachments and learn how to play with the gun you're trying to level up. And it's just a lot more fun than just going from contract to contract. If you've been using XP tokens, you should find yourself with the Warzone Ready weapon within 1 to 2 hours. So, did any of you guys also think that contracts were the best strat? I did until yesterday. Let me know if you guys have any other tips for leveling up your guns exclusively in Warzone. I'll be covering what the best guns to level up are and what the meta builds are, so make sure to subscribe. My name is Assassin, and happy grinding.